It's famed for its atmosphere, home to some of the most iconic stadiums on the planet, a production line of world-class talent. Football in Argentina is passion and pride. But there are also many problems with Argentine football. There's something of an exodus of players. The quality of the local game has been dropping as a result. Many of the clubs are almost bankrupt, and there's also the issue of violence in the background. Here, it's a long way from the glamorous European leagues. There's much to be done on and off the pitch, but there are signs that change is on the way. The city of La Plata is home to one of the continent's most successful clubs. Only 3 teams have won the Copa Libertadores, South America's most important competition, more times than Estudiantes. The club is now building a new stadium, but construction is delayed. Estudiantes unable to find the finance. The future of the new ground was at the centre of club elections in October. Running for president was one of world football's legendary players. Juan Sebastián Veron started out at Estudiantes and he ended his career at the club, winning the Copa Libertadores. But he enjoyed a long, successful career in Europe, playing for great sides at Lazio, Manchester United, Inter Milan, as well as for the Argentina national team. This is Argentine football club politics in action. It's the closing ceremony for the presidential campaign. Supporters from different generations were here in a show of support for Veron. Both he and his father played for Estudiantes and both won the Libertadores Cup. Now he is running for president, the figurehead for the group Estudiantes DNA.
El club tiene esa base fundacional de lo amateur, del dar, del sacrificio, de la humildad, del no claudicar nunca, de sobreponerse a los malos momentos, de ser solidario, de ser generoso. Tiene esa mística, ¿no? Estudiantes que pocos equipos tienen.
Veron is idolized in the city and at the club. I wondered if he wasn't taking a risk by entering the turbulent world of football politics.
Porque me parece que es necesaria, o sea, el hecho de involucrarse desde otro lugar que no sea el campo de juego. También, obviamente, que pones en juego muchas cosas, pero para un cambio te tenés que involucrar. Para un cambio tenés que estar, tenés que gestionar.
The problems facing clubs like Estudiantes in Argentina are different to those faced by teams Veron played for in Europe.
Los números es un problema, pero después el crecimiento en todas las áreas, o sea, sanear lo financiero, tratar de encaminar, hacer que los deportes del club crezcan, que el fútbol siga creciendo, la inserción del club en lo que respecta a la sociedad. Hoy hay un problema social en Argentina y necesitamos que los chicos se arrimen a Estudiantes.
2 days later, Estudiantes supporters lined the streets. Clubs in Argentina are run by their members who vote in their president. This queue stretches right around the block. Estudiantes have around 40,000 members, half of which are eligible to vote, and it's believed that between 8,000 and 9,000 of those members will turn out today. These elections pitched Veron against another Estudiantes legend. Carlos Bilardo was one of the successful Estudiantes side of the 1960s. He also won the 1986 World Cup as Argentina coach. For supporters, it was a difficult choice.
Es la primera vez en realidad que me involucro tanto en lo que es una elección. Las otras veces no he venido, pero esta vez fue La que me parece que fue histórica, porque me parece que es la que más cantidad de gente vino. Lo que pedimos todos los socios es la cancha es lo primero.
Con la cantidad de gente que vi en la votación, sí se ve que es histórica, pues nunca vino tanta gente a votar, nunca tuve que hacer tanta fila. Pero bien, no me gustaría que se hubiesen enfrentado nuestros dos máximos ídolos, pero bueno, se dio así.
I had been told a high turnout would favour Veron thanks to the younger generation who saw him return and play for the club. But Veron's appeal wasn't limited by age. They sang all evening until the results emerged. Nearly 8,000 took part, Veron taking 75% of the vote. In winning these elections, he had become one of the most recognisable faces of a new generation of directors in Argentine football, who not only dream of more silverware for their club, but also face a juggling act when it comes to resolving problems. Across Argentina, clubs face similar difficulties. Few sources of income, promising players leaving at a young age. But while the passion remains amongst the supporters, behind the intoxicating atmosphere is also a chronic issue of violence. It's reached the point now that there are no away fans at games in Argentina, an unpopular measure that shows little sign of resolving the problem. The issue of violence in football has taken on such a dimension in Argentina. There's now a weekly radio show dedicated to the problem of the Barra Bravas, violent groups who profit from the game.
Yo siempre pongo el ejemplo de Inglaterra y digo, bueno, los hooligans eran antisistema, les daban vergüenza. Eran grupos organizados que se iban a emborrachar y a agarrarse a trompadas. Hoy acá no ocurre eso. Hoy se pelean por negocios, por plata.
They explained how barras run illegal ticket touting, or charge for parking on match days, or run fake merchandising, all for a large profit, and it's that profit which is fought over. The lawyer Mariano Lizardo, who represents the Boca Juniors Barra Brava, explained how deep-rooted the problem is.
Hoy no se puede ser presidente de un club de fútbol de la República Argentina si no se pacta con la Barra Brava. No existe. No hay forma de manejar un club si no se pacta con la Barra Brava. Entonces, generalmente los dirigentes del fútbol, los dirigentes políticos y la policía utilizan a estas personas para poder canalizar sus negocios. Entonces hay una contradicción en la sociedad, vivimos en una sociedad muy violenta en la cual se idolatra a esa persona y después se pide el castigo de esa persona.
Hace un tiempo habíamos propuesto esto de una huelga de hinchas. Es decir, un partido donde puedan concurrir los hinchas que no vayan. Desde abajo lo que puede hacer el hincha es eso, es hacer esta huelga de demostrarle que nadie está de acuerdo con esto.
At this radio program, late on Monday nights, they name and give details of those involved in the business of the Barra Bravas. I had wondered whether they would receive threats. Shortly after meeting them, on social networks they posted photos of how they needed a police escort to leave their place of work. The Super Clásico between River Plate and Boca Juniors is one of the most famous fixtures on the planet. These two clubs both have their own problems with the Barra Bravas, but there's much more rivalry on the pitch, even though the most recent fixture between the two was a washout. For many years, Guillermo Toffoni has been involved with the Super Clásico, organising friendlies between the two teams.
This is a missing derby. Boca River, River Boca is something that fans in the world have to see.
Tourists travel from around the world to visit River and Boca's stadiums and also to see the Super Clásico. But the fixture is now starting to be played in other countries.
We try to create the idea to move everywhere. We are talking about Spain, because in Spain, between Madrid and Barcelona, we have around 300,000 Argentinian people living there. One of the dreams is also to play this game in China, to open the new market.
The Super Classico may well travel to China. Toffoni recently took the Argentina national team to Beijing and Hong Kong. Argentine clubs, meanwhile, are interested in raising their profile in Asia, desperately in need of new sources of income.
Argentina have, no question, fantastic players, amazing players. They have to change different points to be stronger.
Toffoni believes the league structure needs changing. The Argentine First Division will soon expand to an unpopular 30-team league. Nobody quite knows how this new system is going to work out, and it's been very unpopular amongst supporters and with the clubs themselves. But despite many of these problems with Argentine football, what everyone's agreeing really is this season has been one of the best in recent years, with many teams looking to play attacking and attractive football. This season, Racing welcomed back one of their star players. Diego Milito enjoyed a successful 11 years in Europe. He was a key player for the Inter Milan side that won 5 major trophies in 2010, including the Champions League and the World Club Championship. Like Veron at Estudiantes, Milito wanted to end his playing days at the club that helped him start his career.
Encuentro el fútbol argentino un fútbol muy competitivo, un fútbol muy físico, lo he notado. Si bien uno viene con otra edad también y por ahí lo físico lo sufre un poco más que cuando se fue, que era muy joven, lo noto muy físico el fútbol, difícil en ese sentido.
Milito believes that this year there's been an improvement in the quality of football on show.
Va un poco también de la mano, creo, con un cambio generacional de entrenadores, me parece. Hoy hay entrenadores muy jóvenes que están tratando de cambiar un poco ese estilo de juego. Creo que un poco por ese cambio generacional de entrenadores se está viendo un fútbol mucho más ofensivo, un fútbol mucho más atractivo para el espectáculo también, y bueno, vamos en camino y ojalá que así sea.
Diego Milito is one of the biggest names currently playing in Argentina. The press office are dealing with a long list of interview requests for their striker because the top players are all abroad.
Siempre que los jugadores juegan en ligas y en fútbol que son competitivos, que tienen grandes rivales enfrente, favorece la competencia y favorece en este caso la actuación individual de cada uno de esos futbolistas a la hora de jugar por la selección.
Gerardo Tata Martino is the new Argentina national team coach. He took over a side that was finalist in the World Cup in Brazil. Before taking on the Argentina job, Martino was Barcelona coach, and he also has World Cup experience. Martino made his name as a player at Newell's Old Boys in Rosario, where Leo Messi started out too. Returning to the club as coach in 2012, he had been very critical of the quality of football on show in Argentina.
Lo que estoy viendo este año, la verdad es que a mí ya lo dije muchas veces, a mí me agrada, no solamente a nivel individual, sino también a nivel colectivo. Y bueno, y yo creo que es un momento en que, en este caso, el entrenador de la selección debe aprovechar esos altos rendimientos individuales porque considero que hay futbolistas que están capacitados como para participar de este periodo.
Martino is looking to take Argentina one step further. For the first time in 24 years, the Albiceleste passed the quarter-finals in the World Cup and made the final. After the tournament, Tata Martino came in, and he's hoping to use more players from the Argentine League as he prepares for the Copa America in Chile next year. Also after the World Cup in Brazil, there was a power struggle at the Football Association, following the passing away of the long-serving president Julio Grondona. There are still many problems to iron out, but there is a new generation of directors emerging with new ideas. Players with experience from abroad continue to return to help out their clubs and guide the younger players and improve the quality of the local game. And for all its difficulties and complexities, Argentine football continues to pull in the crowds.
Argentina isn't the only country in Latin America whose football clubs are experiencing problems. 2014 World Cup host nation Brazil is reported to be wrestling with financial challenges as well. According to Globo Esporte, 80% of the country's football players are owned by multiple investors to help Brazil's football clubs pay their bills.